What is happening, everyone? We are live. You know what? I'm tired and I plan on doing a totally different stream, but I saw Alex from Hedron get on stream with the one and only Sloth. He'll probably show up 4 hours late to this stream as well. And they talked about some very, very cool stuff. And I wanted to cover it because I'm very excited. Whew! Got the Red Bull. Got the Red Bull tonight in the background. Got the Red Bull. Anyone wants to see the Burberry Bear, you know the keyword. You got to drop the keyword in the chat if you want to see it. Just throwing it out there. I could show it anytime, but man, do we have some cool stuff to cover. I'm gonna get to it in just a second. I've actually barely read it. I was traveling and I was listening to the stream on the road, and I literally have not read through the whole thing, but I felt like I got a pretty good connection with it through listening to Sloth read it. And then Alex talked about it as well. So there is so much to it. And it made me, this is what I'm talking about. Nobody else has this stuff. Tell me the other crypto community where you have builders here and they just show up and they're like, you know what? I'm going to ask you for nothing. And I'm just going to go build a data center. And I'm going to talk about all these amazing ideas and go build all this stuff. I'm going to make this ecosystem the greatest it could possibly be. That stuff gets me excited. I don't care about the price. Not right now. We care about the price later. Forget the price for now. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, man, I'm going to get into it. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat. I've never been the Hedron expert. That's why I have all the experts on my show. However, I feel like I have a basic understanding of all these concepts, so I'll try to go through them best I can. So let me throw it on the screen before we go any further. I'm going to make this stream, probably about 20 minutes. I'm just going to go through the announcement from Alex here. And so Alex from Hedron is time I share phase one. Phase one. How does that not get you excited? This Maximus guys, Hedron guys, we got Liquid Loans, Power City, all these people building, regardless of what's going on in any other part of crypto, regardless of macro, regardless of all this stuff, people are building. Phase one of what he's got going on here. The future of ICOSA in Hedron. We've been thrust into a world where we are now spread amongst two chains. In an effort to innovate, interoperability between these two chains, in my opinion, is a must. A previous post about the HSI marketplace was but a snippet of the reality. This is more or less of a relaunch of ICOSA and Hedron as one protocol named ICOSA Hedron. By the way, if you're not familiar with what ICOSA Hedron actually is, if you didn't know this, it's a polyhedron with 20 faces. So shape of 20 faces. There you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Makes sense, right? It is a shape of 20 faces. So right as of now, there's two coins, Hedron and ICOSA. They have all these staking mechanics, all the portal, app.icosa.pro. If you're not familiar, you can do all the stuff. You can do hex stakes there. It lets you do HSIs, which are portable NFT style stakes, make your stakes portable. Also removes a portion of the game theory, which I appreciate a lot. But hey, I still love Hedron and I love the whole ecosystem. I still don't make all my stakes HSIs, which HSIs going away as well. I'll get to the HMIs here in a minute. But that was something funny that came out of it too. Also getting an upgrade apparently on some of those features. But yeah, if you haven't saw this, app.icosa.pro, you got to connect a wallet to show all the features. But here's where you can look at HSI auctions, all that stuff. So back to here. So our relaunch. So sounds like, again, I listened to Alex talk about this, a migration to, and people can choose not to migrate and all that stuff too. And my first thought when I heard him talk about this was, what about Poly? What about, the token that basically represents a huge Hedron stake that, turned out that way. And luckily he covered it with Sloth today. Really recommend you all go check out that stream. Let me find it because I know I tweeted about it. And apparently he's going to work with Tanto Nomini, Dip Catcher, and Gold Key and get that stuff worked out. But let's see. Yeah, this is another post that really came from this. That's why I love this. Is a really great stream. So I'm going to put it in the chat. Go watch the stream. Really worth your time. Godfather J6, I see you in the chat. What's happening, man? Good to see you. Chat's quiet. They must be waiting on me to talk about all this stuff. So extremely great stream. It talks about more than just Hedron stuff. It talks about a lot of nuance around PulseChain, around Hex, everything else. it really just makes you want to win even harder. Like if you're like down about, the state of the ecosystem or drama or whatever's going on or price, whatever it is that you're not happy about right now, go watch this stream. To me, it was like, I was like, whoa, I'm super bullish after I watched this stream. I mean, I was already fine. I was already bullish after listening to Goldkey and Dipcatcher talk about, their perspective of PulseChain and all the stuff they're doing and all their ideas. But hearing about people who are really building for this ecosystem and don't care what else is going on, they're like, I love this idea and I'm going to go do the work. That's super inspiring to me. I mean, these guys really, I don't think I need a lot of motivation to come on here and stream and talk to you all and cover these concepts and, work on the stuff that I try to contribute to the community as well, providing utility with, the PulseChain validator scripts and doing AMAs with those, helping people get onboarded and become validators and security stuff and covering, all these in-depth concepts, getting people on the streams that can talk about really technical stuff and get to the heart and meat of these questions. Just some of the things that some of the value I hope that I'm providing as well. And then these guys come in, they're just like, boom, the next level, so many different ways, and they're inspiring to me. And that's amazing. Like if we can just all inspire each other and just be this community that, isn't perfect, but is great. Like this is a great community. Zoom out if you don't think that. If you do not believe the Hex community, the PulseChain community, the Richard Hart Win community, if you don't believe this is a great community, I think you're missing something. I don't think you're seeing the bigger picture, or you're focused too much on the other stuff that's not allowing you to see the greatness. Because again, forget the price for now. The price, we have plenty of time for the price to come back if and when it ever does. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but these guys get me excited about this stuff. Very inspiring. Hear them speak. Please go watch the stream if you're interested in getting to see some in-depth stuff. So anyways, back to the chat, or back to the post here. So yeah, so basically so from what I understand, there'll be a migration. You'll be able to trade in I think your stakes, your Wattses will be copied over, or you'll get a new copy. There'll be a time period for I guess the migration or the claim or whatever to end. So let's see, let's read through. Core of the new multi-contract protocol is extremely similar to the previous two. However, numerous alterations and improvements have been made to facilitate multi-chain interoperability. This is not an airdrop. If you have a liquid ICOS or Hedron tokens, you have to trade them in to upgrade. So yeah, you can take your tokens, trade them in for the newer model, basically. I know nobody likes, oh yeah, I gotta do something. I wish we could just sit on these coins forever, never have to do anything, just wait, watch them appreciate, all that kind of stuff. I wish that was the case, but sometimes, we all talk about unstoppable code. We talk about can't be modified. Yeah. So when you do want to change something, this is what you do. You launch a new token, right? You do a trade in, you do an airdrop, you do whatever. So that's how you upgrade, tokens, smart contracts, stuff like that. If you have ICOSA Hedron, Watts of stakes, you can upgrade them to the new version and keep in existing yield. Cool. If you have HSIs, you can upgrade them to the new version and keep in existing yield. Quick TLDR, HSI gets new features. You can bid on either chain with native or bridged-in tokens. That is really cool. Native or bridged-in tokens you can place bids with, and him and Soft got into it, and it was very interesting. Where I believe, if I understood this correctly, you could type in how much EHEX or not EHEX, Hedron, or whatever the ticker is going to be called. Sounds like there's a new ticker coming as well. And type in how much P Hedron, so how much E Hedron, how much P Hedron, and then if they're not the same price, so the bid is the whole total Hedron. So you can bid either one that you have or both, as long as it adds up to the total Hedron. So there could be some price arbitrage there, and may make people want to pick up the cheapest one so they can get a better deal. Very interesting game theory around that as well. You can stake in native or bridged-in tokens. This is so cool. I'll get to, so I made a poll. If you were here a few minutes ago, you might have briefly saw it on the thing. I'd be interested in hear what you all think about that as well. But it really gave me this idea of, and Alex kind of mentioned it. He said something he mentioned something about, unless Hex is relaunched, blah, blah, blah. And He didn't really go into it. It just made me think of this. It made me think of, Hex currently. There's PX and EHEX, and you have to bridge one in. You can use it on the other chain, but the code is going to exist where projects, Hex or anything else, Maximus. I mean, maybe they'll be using some of this code or some version of it where you can have this interoperability between the chains. You can bid in different chains. You can stake in either chain. And if there ever was going to be a Hex v2, I know it's kind of a meme. I know some people are probably like, oh, Hex v2, I don't want to hear that. Or, I knew it was one of those things that's been tossed around before. Richard called it out. Hey, there is a Hex v2. You know what it's called? Hex. He said that before. Richard also said when the facts change, he can change his mind, So I wonder, and I might as well go to the question now. I'll pose this question just top of my head because it got me thinking about it. Would Richard do a Hex v2, if you will, which is just unifying Ethereum and PulseChain tokens where you could stake on either chain, where you could do stuff with Hex on either chain, and there wouldn't be this. There'll still be the tokens, but you could use them more cleanly. And how would that change the argument of people in favor of only one Hex, PulseChain Hex, or in favor of both Hexes, let people choose? There's a bunch of nuance around liquidity providing. What if one had more liquidity than another or didn't have a lot? What if EHEX liquidity went down? A lot of interesting things around that, but it just made me think of it. So feel free to vote on that as well. I'll drop in the chat. Sounds like there's some ideas on there already. Just posted a couple hours ago, but I thought it was something fun to talk about. So I put it on there. And just as a discussion, I don't know anything about whether that would even happen or if it ever will, but boy, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it happen. I'll say that. I'm not saying it needs to happen or it's desirable. It was just something I thought of listening to these guys talk about it. And it's funny how, Richard, from all we've seen, he's working on PulseChain, working on PulseX and stuff. And if you think about the vertically integrated ecosystem, and you think about Hart's Law, everything going up and down together, Alex talked about like a trampoline style, where you can kind of like where Hex is paired with PLS now instead of USDC is the main pair. When PLS goes down, it can go down as much or more, and vice versa, it can go up or up or even more as well. And so there's price to pay for the best performing asset in the world is volatility, all that stuff. I wonder if to make onboarding easier, marketing easier, and all that stuff, if there was some kind of cross-chain deal with Hex in the future, which could require a new contract. That's all I'm talking about on that. So just interesting to talk about. So back to quick TLDR. Yeah, HSI is a new feature. You stake in, you can use the marketplace with native or bridge tokens. So it's a marketplace. I believe you talked about this a while back about how Icosa could be used for bidding. He also mentioned that, I think he mentioned on the marketplace that anything that like basically the person putting it for sale, it kind of reminds me of OpenSea a lot of ways, where you can basically say how much you want for this, what token you want for. Do you want ETH or do you want, I don't even know if OpenSea has a token. Do you want, wrap Bitcoin? Do you want something else for it? Hopefully testnet by Q4. So none of the stuff's happening anytime soon. Sounds like we got a few months or a couple months at least. So that's very exciting though. So HSIs, let's talk about that. Current HSIs are upgradable to HMIs. So we are going full into Hex mining, hex.com, where you mine your own coins, make your own rewards, do all this stuff, make your own yield. HMIs maintain all previous HSI features. They can call arbitrary functions. So they may be able to claim airdrops. So I think there was something around some of the airdrops for stakes you could only claim if they were native stakes, because maybe people felt that was what they preferred people do with them. Otherwise, it sounds like these can be used for more stuff than that, and there's less control over people doing it. I've had full control over airdrops. Yeah. Let's see. Stakes created as HMI at the beginning. Okay, interesting. Yeah, a little bit of nuance there. HMIs can have multiple owners. Very interesting as well. Multi-sig. Okay. HMIs don't need to be tokenized. They're always in token form. Yeah. So I think there was like he automatically do the NFT feature. Why I didn't do it before was it cost a little bit more gas or something, but made a decision there for this. And for Hedron batch mint support, Hedron can be minted against multiple stakes in one transaction. Okay, that's cool. It's definitely an upgrade. For wallets with many stakes, you may exceed the chain gas limit. Okay. And then let's do leverage borrow. Yeah, this is interesting too. So can be borrowed against up to 10x. 10x of fees, 10x repayment speed. Is that okay? Wow, leverage borrowing on HMIs. Very interesting. Fee calculations have been reworked to support number 3. Portions of this are given to ICO's distribution. Number 3. Is this talking about this number 3, where multiple owners can be distributed fees and stuff? I don't know. Borrowing will have proper amortization schedule. Okay. Auctions will have a duration randomly selected between 24 and 72 hours. Yeah, disincentivized bots. Yeah, that was the thing too. I was always like bidding on this stuff with, I don't know. I think anything to get rid of automation for things that people, you feel good for winning auctions, right? Yeah, whether it's in real life or online or whatever. So I think that's cool. Anything to make it where it's like people feel more compelled to participate themselves, and they're not like, oh, I'm not going to win anyways because the bot's going to outbid me at the last second or whatever, or the last, whatever time. Any time extension for randomly selected. Yeah, I think that's a cool upgrade. I like that. Starting auction, you need to set the starting bid higher if you wish. You set the starting bid higher if you wish. No need to bid after starting to do this. Is that the, it automatically bids up for you? Yeah, that was a thing that I was always like, man, I wish I could it'd be like eBay style where you have a max bid, not a bid, but you have a max bid basically. So if it doesn't go up to that, you can get it for cheaper. Oh, that was always a good thing too. No need to bid after starting this. Hope that's what that means if I'm thinking about it. Bidding an auction incurs a 0.369% fee for each bid placed. This is to de-incentivize micro bidding. This fee is given to ICO's feature. Okay, cool. Bidding can be done bridged in Hedron on either chain. Love it. Love the cross-chain stuff. Dipcatcher's been talking about a lot of cross-chain stuff as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were already thinking about this, maybe wanting to do it for the perps. I have no idea, but I wouldn't surprise me because Dipcatcher's been talking about the cross-chain possibilities for a while. Maybe, I remember a while back on stream, he was talking about it. Then ICOSA, staking is now called mining. League bonuses have been fixed with a sliding scale to measure bonus exceed compounding. Users can have multiple miners, one single wallet address. Cool. HMI buyback will pay more ICOSA if under sealing using Hedron leverage borrow. Yeah, the dynamic sealing, that he explained that as well. That was pretty cool. Extra ICOSA from leverage field auto locked into a mining ladder less than the minnow. Interesting. Okay. Less than dump a minnow. I love it. Pump a minnow is things that could make the price go up, and then dump a middle is things that could make the price go down. Oh, this guy. Shout out to Alex from Hedron. You're awesome, man. Contract will create a Uni 2 PulseX pools at launch, and LP miners mine their tokens for yield. Okay. Let LPers mine their. Wow. Okay. I'm interested to hear more about that. Very interesting. Wallet ICOSA Hedron stakes can be migrated. Cross-bridge tokens can also be used to create miners. For example, eHedron, eICOSA, and eHex can all be used to create ICOSA miners on PulseChain and vice versa. That's cool. I like that. HMI swap marketplace for HMIs and Wattses. Users can list the, yeah, this is marketplace he's talking about. You can list HMIs and Wattses, and then you can choose what you want to get for them. Set up visually as a bid-ask discount spread that tracks the yield curve of all HMIs. Yeah, so the other thing on this, which was pretty cool, fixed price or auction, user gets to decide. So dynamic price, he talked about, you could say if it gets 10% above a certain price. So maybe if I understood this correctly, it was like if you get it for a certain price or if it's worth something and you want to sell it at a 10% profit or 10% above what it is now, whenever it hits that, then you can do that as well. And I guess it'll use some Oracle or PulseX or something you mentioned to do that. So that's pretty cool. Fees taken out ICOSA Hedron are directly burnt. Fees and Hex are used to buy and burn ICOSA through the pool. So yeah, we got some buy and burn. Yeah, you mentioned that as well. There's one or two buy and burn things that you talked about. Wow. This sounds like a pretty cool upgrade to me. I like this. I like it a lot. So Q4, again, lots of cool stuff to look forward to. Yeah, definitely want to cover this. Yeah, I got to take the price on Ben Bullish. It's just more fuel. I know, right? Hedron pumping finally. You know, again, I try not to look at the price for this stuff. What are we going to do? What do we use these days? Screener. I was using TradingView, and then they started, I don't know, heard they were not being so nice to us either. So let's see. This is on Ethereum. I'll look at the PulseChain price too. But I really just want to look at a chart real quick. Yeah, 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart. Is that a little bit on E. Let's look at the PulseChain. PLS. Was there a pump? I'm not seeing much of one. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe it'll be maybe later on. I'm not seeing much of one now. But anyways, 6 zeros. So we got 6 zeros and a 2. Yeah, all the ecosystem coins have been way down, but boy. This is one of those perfect storm situations too, where it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. I guess I don't want to beat a dead horse and be like, oh, we're here, delayed gratification. If you wait long enough, 2 years, all that stuff you hear all the time. But it really does make me think that there's so much stuff being built. There's so much good stuff. So many people stick with the ecosystem, and just no matter what, they're just like, no, don't care. Can't stop us. Don't care. Can't stop us. I'm going to keep going. That is so amazing. And you putting this stuff all together, when people learn about these things, they start building more products on them, start using them. I don't know. I can't, it's one of those, what more do you want moments? I know it's hard to see now. What more do we want? We want the price to go to the moon. Yeah, I understand. But as far as building goes, man, this is what I like to see. So very cool stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna go take a run. Just wanted to cover that. I thought it was worth talking about. Also the new ticker. Alex mentioned that. It sounds like he didn't talk about it in the thread here. And he talked about a few other things. Again, I recommend you watch the stream with Hillman Sloth. He covered a lot of stuff there. But it sounds like there may be a new ticker. He hasn't, of course, said what it was, because he didn't want anyone to go squat on it and go take it and try to do something with it. But wow, this is awesome. I'm glad we have Hedron to talk about. I'm going to try to have Dev Huey on, and maybe Sloth on too, to talk about Hedron and the ecosystem a little bit more. I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, but PulseChain launch, everyone's been busy with this and that, and I'm glad there's some news to finally get people back interested in Hedron and Icosa, where just the yield has been amazing products, and now they're getting upgrade. So there you go. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks everyone for coming, listening. Catch the replay gang if you just got here. Scivive and 5555. We are out.